Hi there, Waddles here, what's going on? So, at the end of my Let's Play episode 84, I had a comment of the day concerning what to do for 1.13, or what to do while waiting for 1.13. Now, I did answer it in that episode, but I was thinking about it. I slept on the idea, and I've decided that today I'm going to make a video all about what you can do with your world to wait for 1.13 while trying to avoid loading new areas and that kind of business. So basically playing with what you have, how to stay entertained and interested in your world leading up to the update. Now, these tips are going to basically apply to any update, not just 1.13 or 1.3, the update Aquatic, whatever platform you're playing on. The footage is some random footage of my Let's Play world, just me doing a little bit of busy work. And yeah, so if you enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like on it. If there's a topic you want to see, drop that down below and subscribe so you don't miss a future video. So the first big thing that you can do in your world to stay interested in it, or to stay without loading new things, as weird as that sounds, is to finish your builds. Go around your world in the areas that you've built and look at all of your builds. And if maybe you didn't put a roof on one, or you didn't fully finish the walls on one, go ahead and finish that. That is the first place that I would start. Go and look at maybe your farm that you were building and you didn't finish the redstone. Go and do that. Or maybe you didn't throw an auto sorter in something you wanted to do. Go and finish up all of your builds. Make them all nice and wrapped up, just so they're all ready and you can move on to new things when the next update comes out. Now, this is the tip that I recommend you spend the most time doing. The reason for that is that when everything is finished, your world just looks a whole lot better when you have somebody come and join it, or maybe you're giving a download out, or you're doing whatever. If there's more finished stuff, the world just overall looks a lot more impressive and feels a lot more complete. So make sure you go and finish up all of your projects that you never finished. I really need to go and do that, I know. Now next, after you finish your builds, I would say perfect your builds before the next update. Now, you might be like, what do you mean perfect my builds? They're perfect, they're done, they're finished, I don't need to do anything else. Well, that's where I say you might be wrong. Maybe not, but you might be. Go back to your house that you built and take a look at it. Is there something that you could add to it? Maybe a doorbell? Could you add some window shades? Could you add maybe a front doormat? What could you add to your build to perfect it and make it look a little cooler? Maybe you go and change the roof a little bit to make it look even fancier. Maybe you go and change the glass color to make it look fancier. Just go look at all of your builds and make them better. The update could come out next week, it could come out next month, who knows really, only the developers. So you want to take your time on your builds and look at them and keep yourself busy by making stuff nicer. Do the inside and the outside. On the outside, maybe you could add some bushes and stuff, and then some of the decorations I just said. On the inside, maybe you could add some cobwebs in an old attic, or maybe you could expand and add a basement to your house, or build, or whatever you're doing. Maybe you could go and add some pots around the house and put some flowers in it. Maybe you could go and make a nice garden outside. There's plenty of things to do. Just sit and think about a house in real life and say, well, what does real life have that this game doesn't have that I could add in easily? Maybe you need some armor stands for a closet. Just go around and think of these small things and perfect every single one of your builds inside and out. That will take a lot of time to do, and when you're done, you'll be very happy with yourself and very proud of all of your finished and perfected builds. Now, the next big thing, sticking with building, I promise not every tip is about building, but the next thing is to go ahead and detail the rest of your world. Now, this is an easy one actually, even though it sounds like a massive one. Like I said, the tip here that should take you the most time is finishing your builds if you have stuff that isn't finished. But what I mean by detailing the world is maybe go in and add some paths that you didn't do. Is there a way that you run a lot to get to, say, your end portal to your base, and you just kind of know the way because you've done it a lot? Well, if that's the case, I would say go ahead and throw a path in. Maybe if you use the elytra a lot, maybe add some beacon paths in and do a lot of beacons and stuff if you're that far along in your world. Now, let's say you already have all your roads in and all of that kind of stuff, or maybe you just don't really do that, well, then you can go around and add in custom trees maybe, or you could add some rocks in, or you could terraform fields and stuff and add like streams going across the field. Maybe add like a whole wheat field in that field with streams and rocks and custom trees and a path that goes to nowhere. You never know. I have a lot of fun detailing, and it's easy to get carried away when you're detailing, so just, keep in mind, maybe sometimes a little is more. Like, you don't want to overrun your whole world with bushes and rocks. Do a little bit, but do enough. So go ahead and add in just small details. Not to plug my own stuff too much, but if you're confused about details and looking for inspiration, I do recommend the Let's Play series. I do a lot of random detailing in there throughout episodes, so go and skip around in some episodes, go watch some, maybe you'll get inspired and get some ideas. Another thing that I would recommend that you do before 1.13 comes out, and to keep you busy with the chunks that you already have, is to go ahead and start caving out everywhere. Now, why would you want to do this really? Well, that's kind of simple actually. If you have all of the caves caved out and you have the whole surface lit up, you would be in good shape to make a pretty efficient and effective mob grinder up in the sky somewhere that could get pretty good rates. Now also, caving is something that takes a lot of time. Now, I should clarify that when I say cave out the caves, not only cave them, but light them all up as well, just so you don't have to go back and do that later. But caving takes up a lot of time, and you can get a lot of resources from it. You could go into this next update with way more diamonds than you have right now, or even way more coal than you have right now. I really do recommend when you go caving, even if you are later game, picking up as much coal as possible. Every time I go mining to light up the caves, I usually take my fortune pick, and I go and take all of the coal that I can find, all of the iron, everything, and just make crafting tables and throw things into block form to save space in my inventory. If you end up doing this tip, you will get pretty wealthy in your world, which is always really fun to not have to worry about going and getting more coal or something, and it opens up new building blocks actually as well. If you start making a habit out of collecting all of the coal in the caves and you're using Fortune 3 on it, you'll get plenty of coal blocks in no time that you could actually use in your build in cool ways. The color of the coal block is nice. I like to use coal blocks for rocks sometimes, or just for really dark black colored builds. So just put a lot of thought into caving out areas around your world, especially near where you usually play, maybe near where your base is or where your city is or whatever you're doing. Just cave everything out, light up the surface, and then maybe go ahead and make a mob grinder or something, but it's just an extra thing that you can do that'll easily kill a lot of time. Now, another piece of advice or another thing you could think about doing before 1.13 comes out is going ahead and fighting some bosses. Now, in particular, fighting the Elder Guardian, if that's considered a boss, I never know. I hear some people say it is, and then some people say it's not. But go ahead and fight an Elder Guardian in an ocean temple. This only really, I guess, applies to you if you have an ocean monument found in your world. I always call it an ocean temple. I know it's an ocean monument, whoops, but this really just applies if you have an ocean monument. The reason you would want to fight the Elder Guardian before 1.13 or 1.3 or whatever is simple. There's a lot of new water features being added in this new update, and some of them require prismarine, aka conduit. So if you go ahead and raid one ocean monument, kill all of the Elder Guardians, you have a good source of prismarine there for you, so you can go ahead and find whatever you need to find to make conduit, and then go ahead and make one of those conduit beacon things, which is pretty cool, or it looks pretty cool. Or if you really want to go all out, you could go ahead and turn that whole ocean monument into a grinder. Now, this is very time consuming. You will use a lot of time up doing this, so this is a perfect project to do before the update while you're waiting. But mechanics might change in the new update, so keep that in mind about doing certain things or not doing certain things. But it is a project that you could take and do and use a lot of time up doing, and you'll be happy you did it, because if you do it with an auto killing system, you'll have plenty of cooked fish, and of course you'll always have access to sea lanterns and the prismarine blocks, which will be pretty cool. Those are getting new variants in the next update as well, so you'll get to use those. Now finally, the last piece of advice I have for you to do in your world before the update comes out without, making your world huge or something like that, is to go ahead and start doing small preparations for the update. Go ahead and make a whole set of armor, make a whole animal pen area so you can capture animals, do all of that kind of stuff. Maybe set up a drowned grinder. Now, this is all stuff that I actually have tutorials on. You could go and take a look at my drowned grinder thing and build that, and it'll work once the update comes out, or it should, unless things change. I also have a video on exactly what you can do to prepare your world specifically for 1.13. That is all of those small little ideas. I'll try and link something on the end slide and maybe something down in the description, but I hope this video entertained you, and I hope you have some ideas for your world now. I don't mean to plug my stuff that much at the end, but it made sense there, so sorry. Check the description for all of my links. If you want to support me directly, go down to my Patreon link. You get awesome benefits. I do have a Twitch. Go check out all of that stuff, and then go have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Waddles, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.